Was my tablet acting dumb, dude? Let me see.
Okay, you are live.
What's Up Food Podcast? Welcome back to the What's Up Food Podcast. Man, we had a sponsor last week and they left already.
Oh no.
We have a sponsor last week. And you know why we had a sponsor? Because of you guys, man. You guys did what I told you. You commented, you posted, you shared. It doesn't matter if you don't have an iTunes. You could do it on wherever you listen to this podcast. Share, like, hate it. Tell your friend, listen, man, this podcast is horrible. Take a listen. You know, we'll take that. So what's up, man? We got this guy right here, Burrito Man right here.
Burrito Man.
We got Eder, man, Rivera, all the way from New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Stand-up comedian from a Mexican comedian, right?
Yeah, bro. That's correct.
From New Zealand, bro. You
Taika
said you had your
Waititi.
first Spanish show last night?
Say that again?
You said you had your first Spanish show last night?
The other day.
Last week. This last week. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. I was very shocked because honestly, the community here in New Zealand, Latin community is very big, but I wasn't expecting it to be that big, which was pretty shocking, that part, especially because I did two shows. I did one in the city, which is Auckland, and then another one on an island called Waiheke. And it's so funny because when they booked me to do the show in Spanish in Waiheke, I told them, I don't think no one's gonna know me over there. It's a freaking island, you know, and it's a Mexican guy. Like, it doesn't make sense. Well, turns out it's full of Argentinians.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, and we went and we had like a full house in a, it's like a kind of like a hotel spa resort, and they have like a big conference area. We had like almost like 200 people, 100 something, like 100 something people, and it was sold out. It was pretty cool, man. Very, very surprising.
Oh yeah.
And especially because the Polynesian culture are getting really into the Latino stuff. So it's cool to see, like, not just Latinos. Sometimes we even have people that don't even speak Spanish and they come to the show. That was something pretty cool to see. And
So what do? Do they follow what's happening at all, or they just enjoy the?
They just look like immigrants at an immigration office, you know. They were just like
curious?
Yeah, they were, and it was funny because as soon as I saw them, I asked them, like, I pointed at them and I was like, "Where are you from?" And they were from Samoa. And I was like, "What the hell are you doing in a Spanish show?" And then they just yell out, "Oh, we love Selena." and I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So I started doing like a lot of jokes about Selena and blood in, blood out, and all that stuff.
And they loved it.
They were crazy, man. They were like, "Oh man, whoa!"
How bizarre!
How bizarre, yeah.
Do you give us
They say we need more of you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
More of you.
Yeah,
Do you
man.
give us taken for Maori?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of Maori. There's a lot of
But do you give us taken for a Maori?
I get more for someone.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Because Maoris have like they're a little bit thinner. I'm too fat to be a Maori. I actually joke. I actually joke about that. Like I'm too fat to be a Maori. I'm more like a Samoan or a Tongan. But Tongans are huge, man. Tongans are very, very tall. So it's like a dwarf Samoan kind of thing.
Hell yeah, man.
How did you end up in New Zealand in the first place?
It's actually one of my jokes. I thought it was in Europe. That's how stupid I was. I was very excited. Like there's a visa that allows you to work and travel. It's called Working Holiday, and I was like,
Oh, it's cutting out there.
I was very excited. You know, like, oh, I want to go to New Zealand. But I always thought New Zealand was part of like Ireland or England, that kind of area. I don't know why, but stupid me always thought about that. And I applied, got the visa, and then when I got the visa approval and everything, I told one of my best friends, I was like, I can't wait to go to London and go to Paris and all this. And he's like, what are you
just
talking
randomly
about?
picked a place? Yeah, you just randomly picked it?
Because
I
really thought it was in Europe, like 100% legit. And then my friend is like, listen to me, man. Listen, like, what are you talking about? It was like, that thing is under Australia. And I'm like, nah, you're joking.
See, wait.
And I was like, yeah.
Because New Zealand is like Australia's Hawaii.
Wait. New Zealand is under Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I thought it was in Europe too, eh?
You did?
Yeah.
No.
Come on,
I thought it was
Islander.
by I don't know why, but I thought it was like some island of England or Scottish, you know, like some island, and the Polynesians for real. Because when I would like, I remember I saw a video of the Maoris and the Aztecs or the Mayans, how similar they are.
Yeah.
And they said that when the crust of the earth was together, they used to walk from New Zealand, I guess, to Mexico.
Yeah.
And that was one idea, but that was like millions of years ago. But wow, it's always under Australia, so it's fucking far.
That's why you have all the seafaring people over there, like the Samoans, Tongans, and Maoris over there.
Because New Zealand
over there in the South Pacific.
New Zealand is pretty much like Australia's Hawaii, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
They call them Kiwis, right?
Yeah,
Kiwis, yeah. Taika Waititi.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's so funny because like I said, I didn't Google it. I didn't until my friend told me that it was under Australia, and then I went to check the flights and everything. And because I at the moment didn't have a visa to go through the States, I had to fly. I used to live in Guadalajara, so it's from Guadalajara to Mexico City, from Mexico City to Peru, to Chile, from Chile to Argentina, from Argentina to New Zealand.
Híjole.
How long have you lived there?
4 years. Almost 5 years. Almost 5 years.
Wow.
You love it?
Oh man, it's freaking far.
You're quarantined right now.
Yeah, man, it's really, really, really far. But it's the best place to have a family. Like if you want to have a kids, if you want to grow up with it's the best place to have kids, man. In that sort of way. But other than that, man, nah, man, nothing happens here.
Nothing to do.
Nothing happens here.
I auditioned for what they do in the shadows, if I would have got the role, we would have been kicking it right now.
That's where they shoot it at?
No, they're filming it in Canada. I'm talking about.
But originally the movie was filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah,
the movie was, yeah.
Actually, one of the vampires, his name is Cory Gonzalez. He's Chilean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, one of the original vampires because it's Taika Waititi, the guy from the Conjuring.
Yeah, the movie.
That's cool, dude.
And the youngest vampire, he is from Chile.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that he looks Maori. Like you look at him and like, oh, he looks Polynesian, you know? But
also on the Easter Islands is a Polynesian island, and that's Chile's that's like Chile's little island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Italians too, right? Calabrese.
Yeah, I think the biggest population is either the obviously the Polynesian, but I think the British, the English. Then there's a huge population of Argentinians and Chileans, and then obviously Chinese.
And no Sicilians.
No, I haven't met many Italians around here. Maybe they're hiding, but other than that, I think it's quite interesting. like the demographics. So and even wherever you stay, it's very different. Like Auckland is, a lot of people think that it's the capital, but it's not. It's Wellington. So, but the biggest city and the most populated city is Auckland, and that's where I live at the moment.
Man.
Did you start doing stand-up comedy in New Zealand or Mexico?
Both. I started in Spanish in Mexico, and then one of my friends told me, "Oh, there's some open mics here in New Zealand. Why don't you give it a try?" And I went, and there's a big club called the Classic, and that's where they gave me my first chance to jump in and do some jokes. And it was the same funny, because we're very there. I think we are only 1,000 Mexicans in all New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still a
yeah.
lot, though.
What about the restaurants, dude?
They suck, man. They suck. I always tell everybody, man, like, you have no idea what. There's actually a very famous Mexican restaurant called El Culo del Mundo, which is in which is in Wellington. Makes sense, right? El Culo
That's pretty much where you're at, dude.
Pretty much. And I haven't tried it, but they say that the Mexican food there is pretty good. And then my wife opened a taco stand here. She has a taco stand, and we try to sell them the real Mexican thing, but people here are very afraid of spicy food.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Just like America.
Yeah, man. They're like, "Oh, so is it spicy? Is it spicy?" They're like, no, you can make it spicy. We got the salsas there to make it spicy. Oh, okay. But you're sure you're not spicy? No, it's not spicy. Like, they ask you like 3 or 4 times.
So reluctant, dude.
Put a spell on them, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But it's so funny because Mexican culture is very big here, but there's not many Mexicans, man. Like, compared to Latin Americans, like I said, Chileans and Argentinians, Mexicans are nothing here. Like, I don't know. It's very rare to find a Mexican here. Very rare.
The Mexican Chicano lifestyle culture, they love it, huh?
Big time, man.
Like a Low Rider, Kid Frost, all that shit. Danny Trejo.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Like, the first time, the tacos of my wife, actually, they're called El Carnal because of that. Because, like, literally the first day I got to work, I work in construction. That's my job. That's what I do. I do tunnels, bro. So that helps with the comedy,
You're
Yeah,
Mexican,
man.
bro.
Yeah, man.
You're also the tunnel, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We do the tunnels for the Kiwis over here, so they know that immigration is getting the right person for the job. But it's really cool because the first time I got here, everybody was like, "Hey, carnalito, mijo," and I was like, "The hell!" And then the first Polynesian Samoan party that I went, it was like at the very end when everybody's very freaking drunk, the uncles are already fighting, the aunties want to leave. They put Selena, and everybody just shut up, got to the dance floor, and started dancing and singing the lyrics. And I was just like, "Do you know who that is?" And then like, "Yes, of course, it's Salinas ese."
That's crazy, dog.
Oh yeah, dude.
I was
Pretty
like,
cool, dude.
I was like, they transformed me to a whole new world. I was like, wow. I felt like I was back in Cali with my cousins, and the tias and everybody, because I was like, Jesus Christ, what are these guys, And everybody was Samoan, and they don't even know the lyrics. What they say, like they were singing "Bitty Bitty Bum Bum." They asked me, "Hey, so what does Bitty Bitty Bum stands for?" And I'm like, I don't even fuck. I'm like, I don't even know, man. Like,
my son-in-law, my son-in-law, he lives in Sweden, and if you were to see him with a T-shirt on, you would think that fool from just some weirdo from Whittier, bro. some weirdo from Orange County, bro. Some dude who lives in Frogtown. Like the only white boy in Frogtown. He's tatted out, bro, and his tats look like someone from LA. like all the way in Sweden, he loves everything that has to do with the culture of LA. You know, like lowrider, tattoos, Mr. Cartoon, all that shit, dog. It's funny how that shit that culture crosses over, but the people don't.
Yeah, man.
He's not. I wouldn't call him white, but he's Persian.
Oh, he look white.
Really, I feel like he looks Persian. Emilio looks a lot like him. Like,
well, you know, but I'm just saying that the way
his coloring, I
in
guess.
Whittier,
Yeah.
he would look like a widow, man.
Yeah.
But he's Persian, you know.
You
Like when you see his tattoos, you gotta get an archaeologist to figure out what he wrote.
Like Jurassic Park, homie.
You gotta get, like, if you've never seen Indiana Jones, you gotta look at his tattoos next to the sunlight at the right moment to see what it says. It's all
right
Arabic. I mean, Persian.
like a sundial.
What's up, fool, man? Hey, man, have you ever put on a Hawaiian t-shirt and some shorts and some those nurse shoes and try to walk around like Gabriel Iglesias? See how many people say, "Hey, Fluffy."
Nurse shoes.
Nurse.
Honestly, dog, because you look like a cross between Felipe Esparza and Fluffy, bro.
I'll get the hair, you know. With the,
That fool said nurse shoes.
Because, dude, you'll be like, you might as well just stand outside like that, bro. Say, come on out, tenemos tacos.
Oh man,
I know what you mean about the spiciness in that part of the world. Like Mexican restaurants don't fly too much in Europe, man, and it's slow. Like when I went to Rotterdam, Amsterdam, I was in that area. When I was leaving, I was walking around with a comedian, and I saw that there was a Mexican restaurant opening soon. But the people that own it and that were gonna work there were already inside the restaurant. That they're planning it all loud. They're walking around, and I just happened to walk in there, and I just threw out a Mexican word all loud, and they both turned and then they went, "Yeah!" It's like see you soon. But salsa is not even put on their food at all. Like no, like any peppers that belong in the food, they don't put it in there because you're right. They're not ready for that yet, but they are ready for the margaritas. They're ready for anything that has to do with drinking like a Mexican. They're ready for it. But as far as spices, it's gonna be a while before you see them putting hot ass salsa on barbacoa.
yeah, man.
It is hard to get those products, right?
It's almost impossible, man. Because like for example, when my wife started cooking, she went like full Mexican. And I told her, don't do it, because she's from Guadalajara as well. And I told her, she comes from a very, like, her mom has a senaduría in Tlaquepaque, you know, like very old, kind of like very, very old school kind of thing. And she wanted to sell tortas ahogadas, tacos dorados, you know, like really, really Mexican food. And I said, what about the nachos? And she's like, we're not going to sell nachos. And I'm like, you got to sell nachos. And she was like, no, I don't want to sell those things. Let's just make tacos of carnitas and tortas ahogadas and this and that. And I was like, all right, this is your loss, you know? First day we go to the market, we start selling. And yeah, we didn't sell. And she was like very pissed. And I was like, honey, you're selling things that nobody fucking knows, especially in this part of the world. You know, nobody knows. And she was like, all right, so what do we do? All right, let's go for the basics, you know, chimichangas, quesadillas, burritos, tacos, you know.
Chile relleno.
Yeah, we started
selling
it like
chalupa.
Yeah, chalupa. They still don't know what a chalupa is. Taco Bell just arrived last year, so they
Are you serious?
Yeah,
no, man.
They just arrived last year. Taco Bell.
Can't go wrong with Taco Bell, though.
Hey, Taco Bell's bad, dude.
They don't know. I'm surprised, like, how many people just don't know Mexican food once you leave our part of the world.
Yep.
When I was in Edmonton, Canada, Edmonton, Ontario, with Rodrigo, we were at that mall. That mall was huge, and there was a Mexican restaurant, and you could, man, the beans, you could peel, you could wipe them, bro. like you could still see like the when you could see the bottom of the can, the mold,
like dog food.
Because they were canned. You could tell they were canned Rosarita. And you could tell like they didn't like even a Mexican person who buys the canned Rosarita beans, if he's lazy, he'll just microwave it and eat them like that, all sad. But if you have time, you're gonna put butter in there. You're gonna put cumin. You're gonna put jalapeno. Gotta have jalapeno juice.
You need to, bro. Pickles.
And whatever leftover salsa that you thought was rotten, you put all that shit in the fucking beans too, bro.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
yeah, dude.
And it's on. And then like the old pieces of cheese that got too hard for anybody to want, you put that in the beans too, and it's on. Well, anyways, this woman, she didn't know how to say tostada. She said tostita. Can I have one of those tostadas?
My tostadas state of mind.
And then the guy said, "Oh, you mean tostadas?" And then he goes, "Yeah, that." Then she ordered it, and let me tell you, man, the salsa at that condiment was fucking full.
It was sauce.
Like you go to Huntington Park, California, all those salsa condiments are always empty, but over here they were all full. But they do love sour cream.
Globs of it. Let's say by Edmonton, that's where we had poutine nachos, fool.
Yeah.
No, nachos? Poutine nachos?
Poutine, that's my little ghetto invention in my head right now, but
it'll
be all right, huh? Cheese
but
curd nachos, dog.
The best invention out there, man, is fucking buffalo chicken nachos. They're bomb.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the vegan ones are bomb, dude. You can't go wrong with that little sauce and the cheese mixture, dog.
Spiral Diner.
Those are good, dude.
But New Zealand food, their food, a lot of it is kind of like Irish and English food, right? With a lot of eggs and franks.
What's a common dish, dude?
They actually have food from the Maoris, which is called hangi, and the hangi is it's when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's like a barbacoa, like a buried barbacoa from Mexico. You know how in Mexico they make the hole and then they put inside the meat and then they cover it with volcanic rocks. They do exactly the same thing, but here the only difference is that they put everything in. That's Fiji. That's Fiji. Yeah, the Fiji inside the carnivores. Yeah, the cannibals. Yeah, that's how they used to. But they put chicken, lamb, pork, and beef, and then on top of it they put like a lot of vegetables like kumara, taro,
the root,
and then what's the other one? Corn.
That sounds like bomb, dog.
Yeah, but you know what's the sad thing about this?
What?
No salt, no nothing. Like they just cook it like that. No condiments.
They're mom.
That's why those foods are all solid over there, dog.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, have you ever thought of just putting that shit in a burrito and call it a kama burrito?
That's what I'm saying, dog. Or a pita,
like a New Zealand Mexican fusion.
That'll be really cool, man.
Everybody, a marito.
Like a Mexican fall restaurant for reals.
Burrito, dude.
Everybody was laughing because they serve us the food and then they like the big ass trays, with all the food and everything. and I went and grabbed they have like bread and butter because you eat everything with bread and butter here. Really? And so I grabbed a bread and butter. I put some pork, and then I had my Valentina, my Tabasco sauce with me, and I started like just pouring it with and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll put in some chili on it."
That's old school.
Yeah, man. And everybody was just looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And I'm like, I can't eat without spicy, man. I told him, I can't.
I was going to say it's old school because you're from Mexico. Valentina is basically the Tapatio before Tapatio.
Yeah, man.
Tapatio?
Yeah.
The Valentina is the Tapatio before Tapatio.
I don't know why you say Tapatio.
You want to cross over?
I work with a guy.
That's the OG Mexican Tapatio.
I worked with a guy and he called Tapatio Tapatio one time. Like, what the fuck?
That's my uncle's name, dog. Topaccio.
Tapatio, dude.
Topaccio
Hey,
Torres.
is that true that the Tapatio man used to have brown eyes, then it turned blue?
I heard it always had blue eyes because
Yeah.
it's always been.
Tapatio is a light-skinned Mexican with almost blonde, pelo rubio with blue eyes, fool.
Orale.
Like the original criollos, dog.
I
We're
broke
from
them all 'cause
Tapia.
Isn't that, dude? There's a place called Tepa, dog, right? Jalisco?
Yeah, where all the white people live at in the hills.
I think I broke them all because I'm from there.
No, but am I right? Or I mean, you're Guadalajara. You know, you're from Guadalajara, right?
Yeah, I used to teach in because I was a professor in Mexico. That's what I used to do.
Mi profe.
Yeah.
We're all professionals, eh?
Profesor, way, like el Chavo del Ocho, way.
Hey,
way.
And when you meet a lot of older Mexicans in the United States who are like 50 or 46, 39, you talk to them at work, you know, you're both security guards. He goes, what did you do in Mexico? Pues yo era doctor.
Yeah.
And I go, doctor, pues qué pasó, güey?
Hey, fool.
Pues, pero una niña se murió. What happened?
Hey,
Pues,
fool.
todo el pinche, what do you say? Todo el pinche rancho me quería matar.
Se le taparon las venas. Hey, fool, they always had the good little word for it, huh? Yo era cardiólogo.
Yeah, cardiólogo.
Fucking cardiologist, dog.
Let me tell you, man, no, you're what do you say? He's an eye doctor, bro, but he's always squinting, dog.
But does the degree now transfer over here too? Is that what happened?
Hey, yo no veo futuro, güey.
I used to work with a lot of old Filipinos, bro, and they all had like better jobs in the Philippines.
Titles, dog.
They tell me, no, back in the 50s, I was under General Marcos.
His fucking personal bodyguard, dog.
Yeah.
People say he used to work under MacArthur, bro.
Wasn't he stationed out there?
Yeah.
There he is.
So that in New Zealand, like when you were at that Spanish show, everybody at that show felt like finally something for us.
Yeah, man. Big time. Like I said, I'm actually when it's March 12th and March 13th, I'm flying over to Wellington, and I'm going to be part of the Wellington Fringe Festival, doing my solo show over there with my comedy. And one day is going to be in English, and the other one is going to be in Spanish. For all the paisas over there, man.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's amazing because the problem is because nobody can right now. The laws of New Zealand is nobody can leave and nobody can come. Everybody is just like, we want to consume whatever we have here. So like people are supporting a lot, like the artists and everything. Like if tonight I have a show actually, and there's a lot. Yeah, man. Yeah, we just went into lockdown. Lockdown got lifted last night. So we're having a show tonight, and
what
there's
time is it over there now?
It's 5:34 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, show starts at 8 o'clock in Saks Bar. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. You know, and people are like kind of like trying to consume whatever we do here, so the economy kind of like stays stable, if you want to say it like that. But in Spanish, no one can come. So people are really looking forward comedy in Spanish or someone that has that Latino vibe. Even like I said, people that don't even speak Spanish, they're very keen into getting to know the culture because I think right now it became fashion to be Latino.
Yeah, as Alec Baldwin's wife.
I know, right?
She became Spanish, right? Yeah.
Hilaria Baldwin.
Hilaria.
Balduino.
Balduina way.
What's that also? the Rob Schneider's wife?
No, man. You gotta look
She,
it up.
she really is Latina, but
Alec Baldwin's wife.
Alec-
She
Alec
was born
Baldwin.
in Bostalonia, Massachusetts. She was.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I didn't know this. Cholisa told me that she was claiming to be from Spain, Mallorca, and she was throwing a Spanish accent in all the interviews, like with Penelope Cruz, and then later on, little by little, started leaving. Well, long story short, she she has 5 kids from Alec Baldwin. The fool's 70, by the way. Anyway, so
Good,
she
bro.
posted
Shady life. They're all under 5.
she posted a photo of herself after the baby, like showing her body. You know, she has a great body. She's a young woman, you know. But Amy Schumer said, and Amy Schumer's a friend of hers.
They were
she
buddies,
said,
yeah.
we can't all have great bodies like that. Some of us, you know, it doesn't happen that way. So everybody started going after her and saying, yeah, you know, I'm fat too. I don't have that body. Why are you showing off? And then people were saying, you're not even showing the baby. You're just showing yourself. You know, so it got like that. So Hilaria Baldwin took it as Amy Schumer body shaming her because she's proud of her body. Why should I be ashamed of my body? You're body shaming me, Amy Schumer. She should have never, ever, ever went after Amy Schumer. Because Amy Schumer fans came out of the woodwork and said, I went to school with this woman and she's not fucking from Spain. She's from Boston. And then brought up a bunch of other photos. Bro, she had to get out of Instagram for about a month. As soon as she got back on and did not apologize, she said, it was my agency. They put in my MDP that I was Spanish. It was my publicist. It was James. He said I was Spanish.
So she picked a fake accent.
She threw everybody under the bus.
Oh yeah,
but
she faked her accent.
Dude, everybody said, "Shut up, you fucking liar!" You know, Instagram is, dude. Alec Baldwin wrote a fucking monologue backing her up, and that fool been deleting comments since then, bro.
This has been right before Christmas, I think, right?
That he wrote a whole paragraph. And she has a fake story that her brother sent to her in Spanish that reads, no, whatever she said in tú eres de español, la gente está loca, all kinds of stuff like that, dude. They speak better Spanish than me.
I thought I was going to say, no te metas con mi cucu.
Yeah, they're texting in Spanish, and their Spanish is perfect. She speaks Spanish, but she's not from Spain. None of her family's from Spain. Her parents retired over there. That's it. But
it's like me,
she's
man.
just grown it up into more.
I've probably been to Chicago more or Texas more times than she's probably been to Spain in her lifetime, you know? And I could just say I'm from Houston, bro.
Yeah.
And it's cold over here.
Fucking culture vulture, dude.
But hey, remember how Luis Miguel, his whole family faked that he was from Mexico, but he's actually from Puerto Rico, dude.
Yeah.
Luis Miguel, yeah, you know that, right?
Yeah.
And he's not from Mexico. They lied. They faked this whole fucking birth certificate to say he's from Mexico, but he's actually from Puerto Rico.
My whole childhood has just been a fraud then.
Who's they, bro?
I'm gonna just
his family, right?
Tell one of my tapes, bro.
He was from Menudo or what?
No, he wasn't from Menudo. He was just by himself.
I thought
he was from Pozole.
When I was a little kid, I thought Julio Iglesias was Mexican.
Or Rocío Dúrcal, right? Remember?
Both of them.
What's up, fool? Right now in Houston, Texas, most of Texas, it is cold. They're frozen. Whataburger shut down. HEB shut down. Gary Owens was supposed to come home on Monday. He didn't come home because he's still stuck at the hotel in Texas with no power and no electricity.
No water.
He's been living off that milk juice, that muscle milk juice.
Freezing right now.
And he said he had to stand in line to eat at Cane's Chicken. He said that there was a double line. Like the line was coming in from left to right, and they were just merging with each other. Like, okay, you go, I go, you go, I go, and the line was huge, bro.
Damn.
But El Paso, by the way, still has power because El Paso, they got an extension cord connected to Juarez, Mexico. El Paso, Texas is not part of the grid that all of Texas is, because El Paso, Texas is very democratic, strong. So when President Trump, came up with that law about, you could run on oil and coal, El Paso said, nah, chale. We're gonna stick to we're gonna just obey the federal law for heating and oil, and we're gonna, whatever they did, dude. But they burned on fucking wind the fucking air conditioning that Rizzo saw in Palm Springs.
Fans on the desert.
They do wind, solar
power. They're
and some other kind of power. So
they're not on the ERCOT system that the rest of Texas is. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter because El Paso, Texas is powered by natural gas from Chico's Tacos. Eder, one thing I noticed about Mexican food, like people here in LA, most of the United States love it, but they forget, dude, that the world is bigger than that motherfucker. And man, there's some places where, man, like I went to Hawaii, then I went to Canada 2 weeks later, and they don't know what a Mai Tai was.
Damn, dude. Let me get a kamikaze, dude.
They don't know what a sex on a stage was, bro.
How about a pina colada?
They don't know what the one-nighter was. Have you heard of any of our friends, Rodrigo, like that do from Houston, or anybody, or Michael Myers, or Keith Manning?
All their shit's all turned off, dude. Because don't they belong to like a certain private grid, and it took a shit because it got frozen and beat up?
The wires aren't made for that shit, dude.
But what happened? Supposedly they were cutting edge and on the verge of turning like the United States to that type of power, dude. And they said they brought the bad luck from California.
Yes, Stephanie told me.
Gary Owens said that they turned the power on the night before from 11:30 p.m. till 2 a.m, but that fool was asleep.
Fuck, dude.
So
that'll suck right there.
They're rolling blackouts, dude.
Dude, Steph told me that her family, they only got 2 hours of power yesterday, and after that, another 10 hours without power, and they all slept in the living room together, bundled up because it's so fucking cold, dude. I'm like, what the fuck?
Luckily, her dad had that big ass Trump blanket.
But
yes,
don't a lot of those people that live out
he was holding on to the T real tight.
Hilarious,
dude.
What did you get? I was in between the
I got a party.
Cold states.
It's crazy out there, like, but some people are worried, but you're in Texas, it's gonna melt sooner or later. The humidity is gonna come in, from the the Gulf of Mexico, and melt all that shit, eh?
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Houston, not to say the words that every person says about Houston, Texas, but Houston is resilient, raza. I mean, I've been, bro. Eder, I went to Houston, Texas after a fucking flood, bro. I mean, the city was a fucking swamp.
Damn.
There were sharks, bro.
Shit.
There was alligators, dog, bass.
Texas has been having crazy weather. Remember, last couple times we went to Dallas, did they have like a tornado there?
Yeah, man. Weird when you see a tornado like in places like Texas where it's kind of dirty. It's like all trash, bro. Like all kind of blankets, diapers. And over there in New Zealand, do you get like, what's the worst type of weather you might get? Like the British coming again, right?
Yep.
The British flu.
The British flu.
What do you guys have, typhoons over there? And Hurricane?
Earthquakes. There's earthquakes, but it's on the not where I am. It's on the. They're actually. I think it was. I don't want to lie, but I think it was a few years ago, probably in 2010. I think that there was a huge earthquake, destroyed a whole city, called Christchurch. Yeah, Christchurch was the one that got affected by this huge earthquake. But where I am, Auckland. Now Auckland is beautiful, man. We have right now it's summer for us. So yeah, the weather is different from you guys. Your winter is my summer. So right now we are what I think is 26 degrees at the moment. Let me check. Yeah, 23 degrees. Sunny. The coldest it gets maybe 5 degrees, maybe 0 degrees at tops. So it's pretty cool weather that we got over here.
You're talking centigrade or when you're talking Fahrenheit?
No, Celsius.
Celsius? Okay.
Celsius.
Salsopina? What?
Super calm weather.
President Donald Trump was acquitted this Monday, and white people were celebrating the way black people were celebrating when OJ was acquitted. Like after 1 hour. After 1 hour of cheering and we got it, they realized that okay, I didn't really win shit.
That's hilarious.
He's 2-0, bro.
They say now that he might get prosecuted by the Imperial Court Projects in Inglewood.
The Nickerson Projects.
Yeah, well, he has his prelims at Nickerson Gardens, dog.
The Nickerson Gardens, yeah, dude. Those are ghetto fucking projects, man.
They are ghetto, bro.
That's why you see a pit bull chained up to a weight bench.
Dude,
I seen that shit, dog.
Dude, I'm gonna lie. I pick up people from there at least once a week doing lift, bro. It's ghetto.
It's rough right there. Because Hussein works right there, dog. There's shootouts right there. Still.
Those projects they're probably never gonna tear them down, huh?
Hell
they're
no,
they're one of the last ones that are still like how they were back since the 50s, I guess.
But little by little, more razas moving in there, dude. More Mexicans, dude.
Do they have housing projects? Of course they do, right? In New Zealand. Yeah. New Zealand is a socialist country, right?
We got the Labour Party at the moment, but not considered like socialist. Nah.
You have welfare, right?
Yeah, there's welfare. Why don't I'm an immigrant?
But you can own your own business and everything over there. It's
very different, like kind of tricky because, like for example, as long as you're there's a huge a big issue because I have like a lot of cousins like, hey, cuz hook me up, I want to go work over there, no papers, whatever, and I have to explain to them that over here there's nothing like everything's very, very legal. Like there's no cash work. There's no like you don't go to the
under the table.
Yeah, you don't go like to the Home Depot and get the Mexicans from the
rules and regulations, bro.
Dame trabajo, primo.
Yeah. That doesn't exist over here. Every dollar that you earn, you have to pay tax for it. Everything. Yeah, man, it's very welcome. And because it's a very small country, it's only 5 million, bro. We're only 5 million.
LA.
Well, technically, we're all supposed to pay for every dollar we earn here, too, in the U.S. Technically.
Yeah, that's what they say, right?
People don't. But that's the rule.
Slip through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everybody gets like, oh, I see how it is. You don't want to help us. You don't want to.
Oh my God, bro!
I have to tell them like, bro, like legit, like there's like if you really want to come illegally, come and see. But it's not a cheap flight, so if you want to come, give it a try. And I've had a lot of friends. I had actually one friend. He didn't listen to me. He came over and he was like, "Fuck." Yeah, you were right, bro. And I like, told you, pendejo,
What happened to him?
He had to go back. He had to go because there was literally no jobs, no nothing. And I told him, it's not that I don't want to help you out. It's that there's literally no
Livianame.
Here.
Livianame, that's a good one. Yeah. Is there any homeless people over there, or is that very rare?
Nah, there's a lot.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of homeless, man. There's a lot of and this I think and this is my opinion as an because obviously I'm an immigrant and a lot of because I have a lot of Kiwis like right now listening to this, so probably they're gonna be like fuck you, Ed. But in my opinion, and the way that I see it is that it's because their government gives them all. You know, the welfare, man, they give them a lot of money, man. Like if you have kids, they give them a lot of money. If you have like it's too much. Like I was doing the math the other day of how much money you get, like if you're a citizen born here and blah 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 whatever, and the amount of welfare that you get. I was like, why would I want to work if I'm getting almost as if I was working, you know? Like
gotta get that population over 5 million, dog.
yeah, man. Like and like for example, there's a lot of benefits. They call it here benefits. They don't call it welfare. It's called benefits.
It's a good word though.
Yeah, it's a benefit. So there's a lot of people on the dole, you know, a lot of people on the benefits. So they get like if you have like for my case, I have 2 kids. If I were a resident or a citizen, no, if I were a citizen, not a resident, because if I can't apply if I'm a resident. If I'm a citizen, I can get assistance for my kids. So like all her school, like books and shit, they gets covered by the government. And then if they don't have food, they get also money for the food as well. And then if they don't have a house, you can even apply to get a house. And there are decent houses, you know, they're not like well, I come from a shithole, so for me it's a decent house. Maybe here people are like, that's a shithole. You know, I remember one of my friends, he was living on the benefit and he got me to his house. It was a 4-bedroom house. Apparently it was a bad neighborhood because they had some gang members around. I never saw them. And I was like, what are you talking about, man? This is like winning the lottery. Like I come from a place where we would see a dead body outside my house. You know, you know, we will go. I will go to the. Yeah, man. I will go to the store.
Rancho.
You know, yeah, man. And it's not even a rancho, man. It's a fucking city, you know. But the cartel was pretty hard where I grew up, you know. So I had to tell them all those things, and people were like, "Oh yeah, but you don't understand. It's so hard here." And we're like, "It's not hard, man. You're just lazy. You don't want to work, you know." Same.
The people over there in New Zealand abuse the welfare system too, like white people over here.
Yeah, man, big time.
So
Yeah.
what about how are people homeless, or why are they homeless if they have benefits available to them like that?
For me,
are they addicts or
like
the population?
They don't want to go to the office, huh?
I'll give you an example. I work in construction, right? And I was in charge of 40 laborers at that time. And I came to realize that 10 of my laborers that were working for me, they didn't have a house. They slept on the streets. And they were getting paid $1,000 a week. So I was like,
Johnny Rocky.
And I was like, this doesn't make sense. You can actually, you know, have a decent apartment with $1,000, you know, pay everything. But they, you know what they would do? They would get for the end of the week, get all their cash, go and drink it.
Yeah. So they're addicts. They've got a problem. They've got substance problem.
Big time.
Life.
Living life.
Life.
So I read that I'm reading right now that New Zealand is pretty much almost half the size of California. So that's pretty a small country. Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You reading facts right now?
And I
right now.
And I have to tell you, man.
Tabs on it.
I lived also in Canada. I lived in Cali. I lived in Mexico. I lived in a few parts of the world already.
You're a drug mule.
But,
fucking wanderer, eh?
Yeah,
I'm a wanderer.
Yeah. Legally.
Little kid from
legally. Every time was legal. Just to make it clear. But
we're gonna rat you, bro.
You never know, bro. You never know. I'm still Mexican over here. It's the prettiest country I've ever seen in my life, man. Like New Zealand has just like everything that you see in the movies, like Lord of the Rings and all of those things. Like Lord of the new Amazon Lord of the Rings that is coming up was getting filmed 30 minutes from where I live. and it's just amazing, man. Like all the landscapes, the scenery, everything is just at another whole level, man. Another whole level. Like you can't believe it. And one thing that I have to say about the Kiwis, they're the nicest people, more than Canadians, bro. I have to tell them, like I always tell everybody, the Kiwis are way nicer than Canadians, you know. And it's insane, man, because I never thought, because when I lived in Canada, I never thought I would meet someone nicer than them. But like the Kiwis are very nice, man. They have like, it's still like an old country, man. It's a new country, but it's also old at the same time. So they have like a lot of, you see, like one of the most common things that you see here is that because it's an island, a lot of, even my kids do it now. They go out on the street with no shoes. You know, they're walking barefoot, you know. And, first time, yeah, man. First time, my mom came to visit us. She's born and raised in Mexico, you know. She came to visit us, and she saw my daughter come getting out from the house without no shoes. And she's like, ¿Qué estás haciendo, cabrona? Regrésate con tus pinches chanclas y que la chingada. And I'm like, Mom, relax. You know, it's just like, this is.
There's an ocean over
there. They're going to start sending you clothes, dog.
And no, she's going to get sick. And I'm like, no, she's not going to get sick. Relax. You will see it. And then we go to there's no Walmart here. So we call it Pack and Save here. We go to this kind of like supermarket store. And she was like, oh my God. It's true. You know, there's a lot of people barefoot. And I'm like, yeah, see, it's something.
For real, barefoot at the store?
Fuck daddy.
They're just comfortable and shit?
No, man, it's so, for us, it's so like, I still don't feel comfortable. Like, I know my kids do it because they get teaching school that it's normal.
Locals, huh?
Yeah, man. But for me, I'm like, man, I don't think I'm able to do it, you know. Like I feel like I'm gonna get fungus or whatever, you know. Like you're still thinking.
Almost way.
I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want somebody to step on my ingrown toenail, dog.
Yeah.
Plus my plantar fasciitis, bro. I wouldn't make it 2 blocks.
Mis dedos, güey. Me pisaste.
Did they say that?
Have any taco trucks open up next to you and you call the cops on them?
I'm going to go.
You got some stiff competition out there, dog.
I know, right? Some food to ourselves, some New Zealand tacos.
Some kiwi bird tacos.
Los kiwis.
That fool had taro tortillas.
Dame dos del pajarito.
El pajarito kiwi.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
With that one song, Poye, the popular song.
Eder, so how did you end up over there? Why did you go to New Zealand? You just picked it?
They deported him by accident, bro.
Next time that fool in a box, bro.
Pinche cajón.
Pinche Samoan, güey. Regresa, güey.
Hey, when he got there, they said, this is not my piano.
Nah, bro. Like I said, I used to be a teacher in Mexico for the University of Guadalajara. I used to teach over there in Guadalajara. And
en el salón.
Yeah, and my student. My student became my wife, and yeah,
I got all kinds of lessons. Eh?
Yeah, man. She brought like apples, eh?
She's been indoctrinated with love, eh?
Yeah, man. Class, eh?
Yeah, right.
What grade did you get?
You're on timeout, eh? You got detention.
Hey, what a dunce.
Follow me
in the corner. Hey, stand right there for an hour. Face the wall.
But she was in college, right?
Yeah, that was the last time I entered junior high.
Paper airplane of love right here, dog.
He said, and then never let me tease her again. Eh?
He was fleeing from the law, fool, with the fugitive. Eh?
Don't stand so close to me.
Liam Neeson is chasing him, dog. I'm looking for Eder Rivera. I'm hotter.
He should be Snowden's bodyguard. Eh? He's lying. Eh?
He's in the crosshairs.
Hey, bro, I used to know a teacher that hooked up with a student, and they used to work with me at Dodger Stadium, and it was crazy, bro, because everybody thought every day he was to argue with somebody. No, we didn't hook up till after school.
Fuck, dude.
No, for me I always joke. I always say that it is true. She was my student, but it was a university level. All right, so it was this was college. It was,
legal. It's legal.
She did it for the units.
Only once the semester of love over here.
He was giving out Pell Grants.
No, it was the reason
Study hall.
I decided to run away was because you know, when Peña Nieto was the president, he decided to fucking take all the benefits from the teachers, man. Like the
reforms,
all the school reforms and everything that he decided to fucking implement. Basically, I just like signed I was very new to being a teacher, you know, signed my contract, you know, I was very excited and I always wanted to be a teacher. I always like saw myself retiring in that career and everything. And then this fucker comes and he's like, yeah, you're nothing. We're going to take everything from you guys. Like
your benefits basically in the future, right?
Everything, man. He killed everything, man.
The pension program.
Pensions. He also took away. There was another really cool
thing. ¿Tengo derechos?
No derechos, no more.
Hey, we know a guy in Tijuana. He said that the Mexican teacher union is one of the biggest.
Yeah, man. La Cente.
They will power.
La Cente y El Cente, bro. Those two are the biggest ones.
Up until a couple years back.
Until Peña Nieto disappeared 43 of the students, man, to fucking shut everyone up, you know? So that's when I said, fuck this, because I remember we were going to go, like, all of my, like, when I was studying, a lot of the students that were with me, my classmates and everything, they were like, nah, this is not cool. We're going to go to Mexico City in March and blah, blah, blah. And we were getting everything all together, getting in a bus and everything. And then they told us, don't go. They just disappeared 43 students, man. Don't even dare to go. And we're like, oh, shit. And I said, nah, this is not life, man. I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, man. There's a lot of documentaries and a lot of news, like the 43.
I read a book about that lady. I think it's Isabel Hernandez. Maria Hernandez. She wrote a book about the cartel, and she wrote that. And then I read a book about the Zetas. They said that they took that whole bus, and then they took those people like to the woods, and they gave them all knives, and they told them to fight it out, and they kept the good ones to be Zetas.
Shut up, dude. Damn.
And they gave them bats and clubs, and they just went at it, bro, to see who
like auditioning.
Yeah, like he goes, peleas o un tiro, right? Like, and that's true though, because I read about it in a book.
Yeah, man. I when I was studying to pay my studies, man, I used to have like a lot of works, and one of the jobs that I used to do was like play the drums at a bar just to get a few cash extra.
Batería.
The baterista. And I remember one time I grew up in it's called Guadalajara, but the small town is called Tonalá. That's where I'm from. And I was driving back home. It was like 4 a.m., bro, 3 a.m. that I finished playing. And I had my drum set in the back and everything. I'm just driving. And then these guys were putting a body inside of a trunk. And they were like, what's up? And I was like, oh, no, sorry. I was just going to my house. And I go around. They started all the shootings. They killed, I don't know, like 20, 30 people. And that I wasn't able to, like, I left my car outside, like, unlocked. I went running into my house. And I was, like, shut the windows and everything. And I was, like, almost crying. You know, I was shitting my pants. because I've never seen like things like that. And this is 2011, 2010 when this happened.
In Jalisco?
Then, yeah, man, Jalisco in Guadalajara, yeah, bro.
Shit was popping out there, though.
Bro.
And bro, like if you go into the news right now, it's just a shithole, man. It's just a Cartel Nueva Generación, man. They're now the new. They're fighting right now El Chapo, the Chapo's son, to take over the freaking because the best area to live, the best area to be is in Guadalajara. So we had to leave. I had to leave all the time with violence, you know, listening to gun shooting, seeing bodies. A lot of my friends got lost. You know, because one of my best friends, she didn't know she was dating this narco, and on revenge, some guys pick her up and they chop her into pieces, bro.
Oh my God,
like that, bro. Yeah, man. So all of that plus the reforms from the government that they took away. I was like, there's nothing for me to be here in Mexico, man. And I wanted to go to the States, man, but Trump was getting elected at that time, man. Like they were telling that Trump was gonna go, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure. And Canada's too cold to live over there. I lived already there, and I said, nah. That's why I found New Zealand on like where's the best places to live, and New Zealand was like top of 10.
So you didn't even think about going to some other city, some other state in Mexico. You just run it out of the whole country. Wow.
Doesn't matter where you go, but everything is like that. And like I've had a lot of friends from everywhere, like a lot of parts of Mexico, and everybody tells you the same. Oh, bro, don't come here and shit, you know. And everybody was saying, yeah, man. Everybody was telling me the same thing. I was like, oh,
mejor vete a New Zealand, way.
Yeah,
Nueva Zelanda.
Policenea, yeah.
Hazte Maori, way.
How do you say New Zealand in Spanish?
Nueva Zelanda.
Oh, okay.
Aunque sometimes they say Nueva
Zetas, homie. Oh, no.
Los nuevos Zetas.
Nueva Disneylandia.
No, Zelandia. Nueva Zelandia.
Selena.
Yeah.
Zelandias.
So you used to hear like shootings outside your pad all the time? Sound like Boyle Heights in 1990. Man, when I was little, those days, 1984 to after I left in 91, but 84 to 91 was fuck, bro. And then like, you hear it like, not just like, you hear it like in my neighborhood, you hear it real close, but also like when you didn't hear it in my neighborhood, you would hear it like on the other side, or you would hear it like out north, all directions. Like, okay, like I know they shot, I would hear like a bunch of shooting in my neighborhood, like, brrr, and I know that in 3 or 4 days, I'm going to hear the same sound coming from far away. And that's like I knew like, as a kid, I knew that was revenge.
That's the payback.
And I be laying down, me and my brother, we fist bumping each other. Yeah, they went to go get those fools who were fucking around over here. We were like 10 and shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. My daughter.
Met a Flats, bro, and Capone used to go at it, bro. There was this gang called Capone, and Al Capone gang, bro. Like, you never saw their graffiti, bro, anywhere. But they were always fucking fools up. Like their biggest rival, the enemy was Primera Flats. And they were always shooting, bro. Like every time a guy from Primera would come to our neighborhood to hang out, I was like a little boy, but you would see them. And then next you know, they're going to be a shooting as soon as they leave. And there was a big shooting, bro. Wow. Or sometimes the Crips will be fucking shooting against Cuatro Flats. And it was like, bro, one time, bro, it was the biggest rumble ever. It was East LA Dukes, Primera Flats, East Coast Crips,
damn,
against Ghetto Boys, 4th Street Bloods, Cuatro Flats, and Clarence Street Stoners, bro.
Shit, dude, paper.
It was imagine that, bro. You see like red rags holding duck canes, sagging bloods, with long hair fools, bro, looking like Martin and shit, wearing Aussie t-shirts, holding bats, bro.
So like the Warriors, bro.
Bro, and a bunch of cholos, a bunch of bloods, and these fucking stoners, bro. They were wearing Aussie t-shirts, moccasins. These fools were all cooled out with fucking bats. Even their fucking hot chicks were with him, bro. And they went to Pecan Park, and then the first Street Crips showed up, and they all had wooden canes. Bro, I was in a swimming pool, shitting on myself, bro. Me and my little brothers were like, and that's not a good idea to go home. So we just put inside the swimming pool with the lifeguards watching the whole melee.
Fuck, dude.
And man, it took a while for us to go home because they were asking people where you live, or they were kicking you in your ass. Like, where you live at? Oh, I live on 4th Street. And, and like they knew, even if you're not a gangbanger, they give you like a kick in the ass, bro, to get out of here now. And if you were if your brother was in a gang, motherfucker would try to drown your ass, dog.
Oh, they were going all the way into the pool, dog?
They were looking for people in the pool, dog. I went to go hide over there with a fucking lady that took the tickets.
Shit, I thought you were up there doing triple Lindy's, dog.
Hell no, bro. Me and my friend Mario, baby James, Angel, and this other fool, we started stealing rock t-shirts, bro. You know those green bags? We just started taking all the bags home, bro.
Yeah, back in the day, those green bags with like a little safety pin, you would rent them and to put your clothes in.
On the pool, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's old school, dog.
They still do that at the LA public pool.
Yeah, that's a super old school program. That's like
the same bag.
That's so crazy.
Bro, it was crazy, dog. After they broke it up, the police department with billy clubs, it was like 20 of them. They walked on foot patrol from 1st Street all the way to the end of 6th Street, bro, on foot.
Man. To clear it all out?
It was like having a state police there. Nobody went outside. Even the people who didn't do shit because they were afraid. And man, dog, it was like a lockdown. Like it didn't even come out in the fucking news, dog.
It's crazy. Martial law, dog.
It was martial law.
And doesn't that paper in Mexico, is that Alarma? The one that shows all the shit, that shows all the like...
The train, like a body getting sawed in half by...
It
like,
shows all the body parts and all that stuff.
Cartel massacres.
Like the cartel, yeah, all the cartel. It's Alarma, right? Is that a Mexican newspaper?
Yeah, the one where the wife killed already like 7 husbands.
But it's a lot of drug killings, drug cartel killings that I've seen.
That magazine used to be at the barbershop in Boyle Heights. I used to go to as a kid. I used to watch it. They'd be like bodies smashed by fucking steamrollers and shit. And I was a kid. I didn't get it. But now
that magazine was right there at the stores, right next to the little. Front. It was right next to those magazines, though. That like the comic books that were like porno magazines and stuff.
But that's not allowed anymore.
What was that?
It's not allowed anymore, those magazines.
No, they're not allowed. Remember, there used to be true crime magazines, too. We'd see, like, women
novels and all that shit.
Tied up, like...
Do you remember that magazine, Alarma de Mexico?
Yeah, that's what Lisa...
That's what I'm talking about.
It's funny they will show all this, like it's funny how Mexicans would joke about it, because I would say in the United States, they'll catch a serial killer and they go like this. We just caught Richard Ramirez the serial killer. In Mexico, when they catch a serial killer, he takes a photo next to the decapitated bodies. Like that's what I did. It's like a show and tell.
That was my handiwork right
there. It's like they take a picture of you with the evidence, but you're here with the evidence.
It was always the goriest photos, though. Dude.
Oh,
yeah.
And then in the middle of the magazine, there was a picture of your hot ass tia, a puzzle.
There's still a very famous Alarma still exists in Mexico, but El Metro, that's another one that it's very. But the Metro goes with funny stuff, man. Like for example,
that's a big city newspaper. Monterrey, Mexico City, Guadalajara.
No. I'm talking about the El Metro. There's a Metro like serious one, and there's a Metro which is like very fucking like gory stuff. And that Metro one, they always joke about the situations. Like, for example, I remember I was laughing my ass off because they killed the guy right on the like where he was eating tacos, and the headline said, what's it say? Like, se le atoró el taco, se le atoró el taco de un balazo, something like that. And they're like literally joking about the guy getting killed while he was eating tacos, and they do that all the time, man. That was, I was telling one of my mates over here about that one. And he was like, "Bro, I don't believe you," and I show it to him. And it's like, "Fuck, you guys are another whole fucking level, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, Mexicans don't fuck around, man.
Don't give a fuck, bro."
And
they don't care about stuff like that.
There's a guy right here who mentioned that he's from the mob crew. That's one of the gangs that came out of the came out of the neighborhood after that big rumble, bro. They were like the little brothers of the guy from Aliso. Let me tell you, man, after I left from 92 to 98, so they knocked down those projects, it was it's like when I was growing up, all these gangs kind of got along. You could still walk, in peace. Like you could still play baseball at Pecan Park without a problem. You could still go to the pickle factory. You could still break into El Pato sauce. You could still go to Utah. But something happened between 1991 to 98. Shit got crazy in the projects, bro. Like they went after each other, bro. Like the people who actually lived there, the ones that used to get along. Man, I remember a friend of mine, his little brother, I think his daughter was having like a graduation party at the gym in Pico Aliso. And they told that fool, "Don't go over there. They're over there. Don't go over there." And that fool tried to be hard. Went over there with no pistol. They shot that fool, dog. Killed that motherfucker, dog. And then this other time, they killed this little Vietnamese kid. And then his brothers, two weeks later, started chasing some other kid I knew. And they killed his little brother, man, in the back of the head. Because I went to that funeral. And I remember at that funeral, his little brother, his older brother yelled out the other gang's name. "Fuck them!" Rah! All loud. And I was like, "Fuck it. I don't know if I want to go to the fucking burial now. If it's gonna be like this."
Damn.
It's spraying.
Yeah, man. It was back then. If you didn't move out of the projects in '94, you either got killed or you worked for fucking Father Greg Boyle. Damn, what's up, Food Podcast? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I grew up in Boyle Heights, but I'm not in the Boyle Heights Wikipedia as notable stars.
Fuck that shit, bro. You need to be on it, dude. Let's
You're gonna be right up there with Mickey Cohen, fool.
But so what, eh? I'm in the Pico Aliso one, bro.
There you go, big doggy.
Right there was Garrett and a bunch of other fools. Brother, you know who they got on the Boyle Heights Wikipedia and not me?
Donald Sterling.
Taboo. From fucking Black Eyed Peas.
Well, he is from there.
That other fool too, Will.i.am, right?
Will.i.am is from Estrada Chords.
Yeah.
He worked at that Raspado factory, dude. Rest in peace, that place, dude. Now it's a fucking hipster coffee shop, dude.
You win some.
Yeah, but it's just a dude who will set up that page. You can contribute to that page. You could contribute your name.
They add the track, right?
Anybody can. You just do it, and then they verify it, and then they keep it up there or not. It's the way those things work on Wikipedia. Very flexible pages.
Shout out to this guy right there when we were talking about jobs. And we're talking about people that said they were doctors in Mexico. This fool said that his father worked for NASA, and then he went to the United States to be able to acero. And I wrote, "Don't be lying." Then somebody wrote, "Nah, dog, you were making masa." So, what the comedian, like, do you have your own crew of comedians that you hang out with? Because I know there's a lot of cliques, Are they funny? Like, we should go over there, bro. When all this shit's over,
that's what I'm talking about.
Go over there and do an English show. I bet that shit'll fucking sell out, dog.
Eder,
you know who I am over there?
Yeah, man.
Did they
know who I am?
Eder, do the clubs over there, the comedy clubs, did they segregate their shows by like theme nights, like this Latino night, this is like urban night, like Black comics night, or is it open to everybody? Do you feel like there's any sort of difficulty getting a spot on a show that's mainly white comics? How's it work over there?
No, honestly,
that's what happens over here.
No, over here I don't see any segregation, like, and at all, never. They do pay attention to your material a lot. Like if your material is original, if your material is good, they will like. I've been very blessed and I've been very lucky that at least my material they because I had a lot. First, when I first started doing comedy here, I struggled with being the Gabriel Iglesias, basically, like you were joking before, like, yeah, I was wearing, Hawaiian shirts and the shorts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, man, with my heelys and everything. But now I already, I already like kind of like separated from that part, and I have now my own comedy kind of side, and like for example tonight. We have a very cool show, and you have transgender, you have whites, you have Polynesians, you have me as an immigrant, so there's no kind of like we only stick to one kind of certain kind of comedy. You can do it if you want. Like, for example, my shows, the ones that I'm going to present at the Wellington Fringe Festival, I went with a Mexican vibe, but because I wanted to go that way, you kind of like
stand out.
Yeah, I wanted to show it to them, like, okay, because there's not many Mexicans over here. People are very eager to know what's a Mexican, so that's why I went with Mexican. But it's not necessary to do that. Like, I could have done my show, Ed Rivera comedy show, and that's it, but I decided to, because like, for example, the English show is called A Mexican Without Borders. And then the Spanish show is called Ese Güey Parece Isleño.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I kind of like went onto like that kind of vibe to get the attraction of the people, because I'm not very well known yet. So that's what I wanted to kind of like attract them. But once you like Felipe, man, everybody like, there's two names that I always get ever since people find I'm Mexican or they see that I'm Mexican, whatever. They obviously go for Gabriel Iglesias because I'm fat and brown and Mexican. And then the other one is Felipe.
Tell him that Felipe's coming, bro. Tell him at the show tonight.
I heard that this fool's big in Australia.
Yeah, man.
Bro, big in Australia, man.
Aboriginal style, bro.
We have listeners over there in Australia. We have a pretty big, it's probably like our number 5 market on social media, at least.
Dude.
Yeah. So once the pandemic goes, to a decent level, I think maybe not this year, because the Comedy International Festival is almost, I think it's very close now. I think it's in May, because I wanna participate. I want to participate with my show there.
And I think they're still not allowing people outside the country to come in, right?
No.
Right.
You know how much I spent, because my wife had to go to Mexico. She's right now in Mexico at the moment, my wife. It cost me almost like 20 grand to take her and to bring.
You serious?
What?
Yeah, I'm not joking.
Swim over there, bro.
Chingos. Yeah.
Why?
Take a lancha, homie. $20,000 to fly to Mexico?
That's how much I paid at the moment. Not just flights, like I'm including also.
Get a boat, dog.
Her visa. Well, fuck them all, man. You never.
For the visa stuff and everything.
It's not Miami, homie. It's not Miami.
A little sail, fool.
Take one of those Tongan boats, bro. Roll your ass over there.
Maybe with a Tongan boat.
Whale rider. Take a whale ride, huh?
Chivayana rider, eh?
Mari style, eh?
Get the shells. Get the shells. Start calling.
Hey, that movie, was when we were warriors, it's like the blood in, blood out of fucking New Zealand, huh?
With Boba Fett, huh?
Bro, that fool's crazy in that movie.
Jakey
Jakey Jake.
Jake the Musk. Jake the Musk. Jake the Musk.
Man.
Hey, how many times
man.
have you seen that movie?
100 times, man. I fucking love it. I love it, man.
That's
I
one of
love
you guys'
Right
favorite
now,
movies.
bro, let our listeners know about that movie Once We Were Warriors. Because that's like the American Me, Blood in, Blood Out of New Zealand.
Once we're warriors.
Once we're warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Everybody has like every time I meet a Latino that comes here or whatever, I tell them, if you want to learn about New Zealand, watch this movie. Like you gotta understand that part, because one of the things that they actually let's say back to your question also goes with this. There's still a little bit of a segregation between the whites and the Polynesians.
Because for the longest when I was little, I didn't know that there was actual like natives in New Zealand. I just thought it was just like white people, and so I learned more about like the fucking or even Australia, the Aboriginals. I didn't know like none of that shit until like, oh shit,
Aboriginals,
Aborigines.
You know what?
Los aborígenes.
You set yourself up, fool.
Yeah. And it's huge because they also, because it's a new country and they are very new. Like, for example, when I was working in construction with all the boys, like I was working only with Polynesians.
Oh, the boys.
They were like in shock when they first met another Mexican guy he's from Toluca, but he's white. And they were like, bro, there's another Mexican. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. They're like, I would like to meet him. And I'm, no. But you get this, he's white.
He looks like Canelo.
So let me ask you, being over there without really any other Mexicans aside from your wife and kids, I guess. Aside from that, what if you? So let's say there's this white-looking Mexican guy. Is there something that connects you to a person like that, or to somebody just because they're from Mexico, or because they speak the language, or is there something that's cultural because you're over in a whole other country? Is there something that connects you to those people and you hit it off and say like, I connect with you because of this, because you're Mexican? You know what I'm saying? Like
Polynesians and Mexicans are very similar. Like, for example, I have a joke that I always talk about that, and everybody they go crazy when I mention that one. It's about like, I'm very surprised that you're not allowed to beat your kids here.
To what?
And to beat your children. Oh. Like it's illegal to beat the kids here. But Polynesians
everywhere, eh?
Pretty much everywhere, dog.
not in Mexico. not in Mexico. If you kill one, you can just make another one.
They got cartels to worry about.
Yeah, yeah, man. But they always laugh because the culture here with the Polynesians and the Maoris, Tongans, all of them in general, they're very respectful with their parents. And if you don't respect them here, a beating, they call it a hiding. So they talk about like it's very, very similar how their families are. So you get related straight away as soon as you start talking about all of those things. And like, for example, another thing that they get related a lot to us is that in the States, Mexicans are kind of like the bad guys or the bad hombres. Here, they say that the bad guys or the troubled ones are the natives, the Maoris, the Samoans. They're the ones who have, like the gangs. There's actually Crips over here. We have Crips.
Whoa.
But they're Tongan Crips.
MS-13.
No, not yet. I still haven't started.
Not yet.
Not yet.
There's Mongols motorcycle gang, right? And Hell's Angels.
The Mongrels are the biggest one. The Mongrel mob.
Mongrel, right? Not Mongols, right? Mongrel.
Mongrel, yeah.
And the Black Power.
Right? Black Power. You got Black Power, which is funny because the first time I met one of those guys, I told him, "But you're not black," and then they explained to me it's a different Black Power. Yeah, and then you got.
They have a Nazi symbol on their jacket, right?
No, they have the hen. The hen that
goes
like this. Yeah. They have also There's a few MCs coming up, like the Comancheros, Rebels MC. There's a big culture about bikers. So, like, for example, if you talk about, like, the first thing that they mentioned to me, if they're bikers, they're like, oh, bro, the Mayans MC. Even though it's a movie, it's part of a TV show, blah, blah, they straight away connect that kind of thing, you know? So there's a lot of relatable stuff. And like I said, they love the movie Blood In, Blood Out, and all the Chicano stuff. Like, even if you see the guys, how they dress like cholos. All of the Polynesians here that I see, you know, they have their shades, the big ass shades, the Ray-Bans, you know. Yeah, you know, they like the low riders as well, you know. Loud music, very fucking loud music, man. So it's something that is very, very common over here.
That's
that
awesome,
they do.
dude.
Yeah, man. So I'm pretty sure, like, if Felipe comes, man, you can fill up a 20,000, a 2,000, 3,000,
No way.
5,000 theater easily. Yeah.
Let's hope.
Yeah. No, and like I said, they really want that kind of, like,
Go to artlist.
because we don't have a lot of comedians like us, you know, like with the Latino reference, and they want to learn more.
Yeah,
they're very eager to consume that kind of thing, you know. Like, every time I talk with a lot of comedians, they mention like, oh, one of my friends just sent me a message, oh, bro, you're with Rodrigo Torres from the church.
Yeah, man.
And he's Samoan, you know. He's Samoan, and he knows you, and he lives here in he lives here in New Zealand, you know, in South Auckland. So South Auckland is like the East LA, if you want to talk about. Yeah. So we joke about that a lot. Like for example, they're fat as well. They're brown. There's a lot of kind of like things that you can relate to it. They are very very loving people as well, very colorful, very like kind and that kind of stuff as well. So they're very similar to Mi Casa Tu Casa kind of thing as well. So it's
they don't let you talk about their moms, though.
Yeah, man.
They'll kill you. They'll kill you out with a log if you fucking disrespect their mom, huh?
Yeah, man. And there's even, like, for example, I had the chance to meet. His name is Tofiga. He's he's part of the group called the Laughing Samoans, and they're kind of like the biggest comedy group here, a very big comedy group. And
punch you ass if you don't laugh.
Yeah, man. We were talking about, you know, all the similar stuff from our stuff, and it was funny because when they went to do a tour in the States, they were getting confused by Mexicans. So it was kind of like funny for them to be like the people were speaking to them in Spanish, and they were like, "Oh, I see how it is. You don't want to speak Spanish to us. I see how it is, you know." And they were like, no. Like, we're from Samoa. Like, we're from New Zealand. We don't speak Spanish. And like, oh, it's all right. You're big shot now. You see, because it was funny for them. And then I come here, and people think that I'm Samoan, and they speak to me in Samoan.
You know, you're giving your mix of Mexican and Samoans, right?
You know what's the bad word?
Mexicans.
You know what's a bad word for Samoans? Kefe.
What?
Kefe.
Kefe?
That's a bad word for Samoans.
That's what President Trump wrote. Coffee.
Fifi.
Yeah. When I first listened to it, I thought they were calling me Jefe.
Oh shit.
So
or heifer.
Yeah, man. I was like, oh yeah, man. I'm the boss over here. You know. Yeah. Turns out I was a fucker in the end. So
do you know how to do you know how to do this?
Say that again.
What's up?
I think you just
that's the Maury Haka chant.
Oh, the song Poye?
That's the Maury hockey chant. Oh, that's a coca coca kika hardita.
That song Poye from what's it called? from the Taika Waititi movie. Boy, that's a badass movie, dude.
Yeah,
you
man.
guys seen that movie?
Yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah.
They do that.
You're having a party down there, huh, Mark?
Yeah, my daughter knows all those songs. They teach them in school and everything. That's something that really cool that I really like. Like, for example, they still embrace their culture, but they also embrace culture from everywhere. So, like, for example, they have like the Samoan week, Tongan week, Maori week, and because they have a Mexican in their classroom, they had like a Mexican day. And my daughter, she knows how to dance baile folklorico from Guadalajara.
Oh, that's cool.
So she went and she got her dress and she went and danced El Jarabe Tapatío for a theater here in her school. So they're very like in that kind of way. They're very, very kind of cool that they embrace, you know, all their cultures. They're not reluctant to learn. That's something that I really like from New Zealanders in general.
Cool.
Here's a song. Here goes.
Nice.
Oh man, I saw a fucking rugby game where it was New Zealand against the United States, and everybody in the fucking New Zealand rugby team was the size of me and Eder, but smaller, but bigger, and they got up and they started doing that chant, "Oh, Daka," in front of the whole stadium. The whole fucking stadium did it, bro. And United States didn't know what to do. And you know what I wrote? I said, these motherfuckers just sing Old MacDonald had a farm in the same way they did it. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-ya-e-ya-e-ya-yo. And on this farm, he had some cows. Moo, 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 moo. I mean, if they would have did that shit right after New Zealand did that, that shit would have went viral, bro.
That's a lot of.
Old MacDonald had a farm. E-ya-e-ya-e-ya-yo.
That's slaughter before slaughter style. Eh?
Slaughter before slaughter, big doggy.
Yeah, man. It's pretty insane. Like the culture is pretty good. Like everything, all of those things. The first time you hear the haka, bro, like in live, it's
Gives you chills.
It's insane. Yeah. Like the first time I saw it was at a wedding. It was the family was doing the haka for the groom, and it was, I don't know, it was just like very emotional, kind of like even though you don't know what they're saying, you don't know like the power that they transmit.
The tradition, dude.
Yeah,
but you can feel the passion from it.
It's like when you see the electric, what's it called? The 2 steps one time.
One time they did that shit. One time I heard that live and it threw me off the boat right after they were done. You know what, Rasa?
You swim with the fishes, Rasa.
Let's wrap it up.
We got right here Moana's dad right now as a
fucking The Rock. La piedra, homie.
La piedra.
La piedrota.
Did anybody of our listeners go see that movie, Another Round?
Nobody said anything.
It's called Druk, D-R-U-K.
Well, that's the Danish movie? The Danish name.
Yeah, Druk. That's what I said. It's called Druk, the Danish name, G-R-U-K. And it's about these 5 teachers who start drinking in moderation just to be buzzed. Because you know when you get to that level when you're buzzed,
you're happy, dude.
When you and your friend are planning a business.
Brilliant.
0.5, baby.
You know that time when you're buzzed and you and your friend decide to bring back slaughter, you know? When you're that buzzed, where you and your friend look at each other and go, you know what? Let's write a script, eh? But then you get too fucked up and don't write it. Well, in this movie, they get to the point of the level where you actually do write it. But they try to maintain that level of drugness. But then Lisa said, but your body always gets used to it, you know?
You'll reach a point where you of tolerance where you need to increase that.
Like rat poison, you know?
Where you can't handle it anymore, and then just
Yeah,
fucking the thing goes off the rails.
I think that old man in that movie was already an alcoholic before they did that, eh?
Yeah, he was already depressed and everything too.
Yeah,
like,
he was already troubled.
Like
I think his biggest joy was making that little kid Specs play soccer all by himself.
Specs?
Specs was tight, dog. That's like Brothers, fool. That's a badass movie, dog. But I think they just achieved their moment of clarity where they're like, they all became great teachers. Their little brilliance came out and they connected. Also, the other kid that he helped with that was having problems with his oral exams and to get out of high school because another year he was all, you know what I mean?
Bro, there was so many times a teacher could have gave me a little shot, bro. And I would have.
That's all you needed, fool. But it's society's constraints, fool.
Like when I had my stuttering problem, and they would put me in that class, and I had to go read at the assembly, I was fucking like a fucking typewriter all the way to the stage. But if the teacher would have just given me a little shot, I would have fucking given him a little kiss. All right, buddy, I'm ready.
The only way to work metal is to hit it with a little bit of oil, dog, and grease, dog. You gotta loosen that shit up.
Yeah, but everybody reacts to the grease a little differently.
Yeah, that's why you only give them a little bit. Just a little bit.
A little grease would not
like in that movie Ray when they were doing heroin. This ain't no little weed, right?
Microdosing, bro.
Yeah, a little bit. Poquito a poquito, güey. Hey, where did Eder go, dog?
He wanted to go do a set, eh?
I know, we need to say goodbye to him.
All right.
Go make some tacos, eh?
Hey, dog, you just got to warm up tortillas, dog.
Hell yeah. Dude, happy birthday to Lisa Esparza. Yes.
Yeah, belated.
Happy birthday.
I surprised her with a vegan cake.
Yeah, that shit was good, dude.
Yeah, it was good. You know, you ever had a
coconut, my favorite.
Lemon coconut, and it had like those little silver candy dots on the bottom.
It was very pretty. It was very nice.
Hey, Rizzo, you know those lemon Hostess pies?
Yeah, those are fucking good.
In between the cake, it had that lemon thing.
It was like the goo, the glazed stuff, whatever that is. The goo.
Hey, some people, Eder, some people on YouTube, they want to go to their show. How can they get tickets right now? For a plane.
Hey, 20 racks, my G.
20 racks? Fuck. How about, is there like a cheaper flight if she buys it like a year and ahead of time?
Yeah. The problem is that because everything is fucking locked and there's like one flight per week and that kind of situation.
Wow.
Plus, you have to pay for your isolation facility, which is like $4,000, man. Yeah, man. Like,
only trying to keep people away from New Zealand.
Don't bring the Rona to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So they had to isolate in Mexico once they got there. Then is that what the rule was, or what do you mean the isolation when they came back?
No. When you come to New Zealand, you have to isolate for 14 days.
From there to here.
Hawaii style?
No, not even. I wish. It's just in a shitty hotel, and they keep you there for 14 days to see if you don't have COVID, and then if you're good to go.
Hey, man, what the weed situation over there, man? I need to know before I go.
It's shit.
It's shit.
No, man. Is the weed better than the Mexican food at least?
He says shit. He said that.
You haven't met the right Maury, bro.
Hey, where do you hang out at, dog?
All that agriculture you guys can grow.
Where do you kick it at?
I'm going to show up with leather jackets and I'm going to trade it with those bikers for weed, eh?
Yeah.
So you're just going to go over there and be Johnny Appleseed. One Appleseed over there.
I'm going to go over there with fucking Levi's and come up.
You know, like I think it's, first of all, it's too expensive.
Oh no,
that's the first thing. I think it's too expensive. Like
here, bro.
Yeah, too expensive in my opinion. And because it's expensive, they do like, how do you call those things? Spliffs, like you mix it with a cigarette.
With tobacco.
Don't let them fool you.
Spliff, yeah. They do
They
a
do
lot.
that.
They do that a lot in Europe, though. Anyway, and in Amsterdam and all the Netherlands over there.
Yeah, they do that a lot. But first time I saw it, I was like, why would you smoke it like that? You have to, like, why not go for a Bob Marley extra crispy, And they're like, oh man, that's just too expensive to do. And I was like, oh shit. And I think it's like $200 for like just a small bag kind of thing.
Damn.
Like, yeah, man. Like I was like, wow, I could get you a whole backyard for that in Mexico.
Shit, well, you guys need is some seeds.
Con unos dedos.
How about other type of drug like cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and oxycontin pills?
I don't know about the quality. I haven't tried it, but still have.
Don't they have an oxycontin problem in New Zealand?
Big time, bro. Big time. Meth is fucking killing people over here. Big time. Like I think that's the worst drug that yeah, man. They're big
Scante warriors out there, dude.
Yeah, man. And the problem is that it's insane. Like I don't know if it's pretty good or whatever, but people get hooked in that thing and they just lose it. Like
what's big over there right now, or for the last couple of years? Ecstasy.
Over there?
Big. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We'll be rolling over there hardcore.
You know what's big over there, bro? Tonguing people.
STDs, bro. STDs are also very big over here.
Which one? The one that you can get rid of?
Chlamydia.
This fool said which one?
Oh, you get rid of gonorrhea. It's called gonorrhea because you can get rid of it. Gone.
I woke up with a Uber penis.
All of a sudden, Rizzo's the STD expert over here.
Hey, okay, guys.
We need to know more.
Over here.
I know.
Web STD.
Like, no, you just take this and that, and it's gone.
What's up, everybody? These February 26th and 27th, I'm at the Irvine Improv parking lot at the Spectrum parking lot, and there's still tickets available for February 26th on Friday. I'm thinking there's like 60 tickets left.
There's like 40 tickets left, I think. That's it.
All right. Also, El Paso, I know you have power. I'm coming there March 6th.
Hell yeah.
El Paso at County Coliseum, one night only.
Hell yeah.
One night only. What's your Instagram and Twitter where people can follow you?
My Instagram is Ed Rivera Comedy, just like that, Ed Rivera Comedy. Don't put Eder because you're gonna get another comedian which is exactly like me, and you're like, oh, it's the same guy, just fat and brown. And yeah, Ed Rivera Comedy, Instagram. I try to keep posted everything there, and then same on Facebook, Ed Rivera. If you guys, I hope we can do something whenever everything
I'm down, bro. We can't wait.
Yeah, man. I tell you, man, easily. At least Auckland and Wellington, man, you can have a full house. Done.
I'm ready.
Yeah, man, done.
I'll bring my blood in, blood out t-shirts.
Oh, they're gonna go crazy.
I have a t-shirt that has it says Miklo, Crucito, and Paco and Popeye. I better, you know what? I'm gonna go there and just yell out, "Chon! Who wants some?" Rodrigo, you had one of your podcasts, new episode coming up.
We got episode 79. It's out, and we also have another episode of Los Podcasters del Norte, episode 35.
Yeah,
you should do that podcast too, Eddie. It's in Spanish.
It's in Spanish, dude. Let us know, dude. I mean, I got your handle now, dude, but I'm down, dude. And we
can yeah, man.
I did his podcast, bro. I did it last year, right? Eder, I did your podcast, right?
Yeah.
Last year?
I thought you were talking to Rodrigo. Yeah, man, we did. Yeah, man. Everybody loved it. Everyone was like, "Oh, fool, you got to know. Oh, Felipe, this is shit, man." And I'm like, "Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man.
I'm honored to do a podcast in New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
You know what, Raza?
It's a trip that you're out there, dude. But dude, fucking dude, hang tough, dude, and fucking thank you very much for being on the podcast, dude.
I can't wait to go over there, man. See you in person. Try out these tacos and that weed.
Yeah. Hey, but that movie from New Zealand is good. The Taika Waititi, boy, that's a good ass movie, dude.
Nah, bro, you're gonna see that other movie called Once We Were Warriors.
Well, I'm gonna check that one out tonight. But tonight, check out Boy, dude. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, man, that one's pretty cool, man. Boy's pretty cool.
That's the one with the German kid and Nazis.
No. It's another one. It's all like about the natives and the Maoris in New Zealand. It's Taika Waititi movie. It's badass, dude.
Yeah, man.
I gotta watch it, Doc.
Watch it tonight.
All right. I'll try to message you, Rodrigo, and see if we can do something. All right.
Órale pues, dude.
All right, cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Superstore tomorrow night. It's called the Conspiracy. I forgot the name of the episode, but I'm gonna be on that episode next week. Also, I'm in the next week's episode too, and I think that's it for me.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Oh man, big news! I fucking narrated a whole movie, ladies and gentlemen. A whole movie, 2 hours of Felipe Esparza.
Hell yeah!
Like when the movie starts, it's my voice talking, bro. I'm narrating that movie like fucking Alec Baldwin in fucking in Royal Tenenbaums.
Hell yeah!
I talked to the whole movie, bro. It was a trip, bro. Like, I got a call from that guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Charlie Day.
He hits me up on Instagram, bro. You know, at first I have to go make sure it's a real him, right? I don't want to be Mega Man fuck with me, you know, or somebody. So I emailed him back and I fucking, you know me, it took me a while. Then I gave him my phone number and we talked on the phone. He said he saw my special. He said that he wrote and directed a movie 2 years ago. And somebody had done the voiceover already, but he was too brusque and too mean sounding. But he said he wanted the guy to sound more funnier. And so I did it, dog. And the whole movie is you know, funny. It's called El Tonto.
El Tonto. Hell yeah, dude.
And it stars John Malkovich, Aiden Brody, Common, Ken Wong, Dr. Ken.
Dr. Ken.
It's a lot of heads, dog. That girl Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale, that one?
Kate Beckinsale's in it. Oh, and that lady that was in that lady, Eddie Ganam, she's the main one. Oh, and Herbert Herbert from Culture Clash, he's in it too.
What is it? Cienfuegos? Is that his name?
I don't know. What's up, fool? Edgar over here. Eder falling asleep over here. You have to show the dude, bro.
He's got to show.
Hey, are you gonna try any new jokes? Let's tag one now before we go.
Yeah.
I'm just checking all the messages from people from New Zealand that they're like, bro, tell Felipe to calm down and everything. Yeah, man.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna go there, tear it up, eat some taro pies, eh?
A lot of people wants you down here, man. And I tell you, a lot of people wants you down here, man.
Get in a fight in a bar, bro. That's what we're gonna.
Dickie Jake, the Musk. All right, fool. Thank you for being on the show, dog.
All right.
Have a nice day, man.
Yeah, likewise. Have a good day. Cheers.
If you get into trouble, do Freddie Soto's jokes.
Fuck you and your dad.